Thank you for joining us. We are live here at Greybull High School in Greybull, Wyoming, where the Mountain View Buffaloes are going to be taking on the Greybull Buffs in what is basically a championship game between these 2A West powerhouse teams here in 2018. Both teams have a similar conference record, meaning if Greybull defeats Mountain View tonight, they will be tied in conference record, but due to the head-to-head, Mountain View will be the number 2 seed and Greybull will be the number 1, but head coach Brent Walk has a lot riding on his team, and his team has a lot riding on this game, knowing that if the Mountain View Buffaloes come out victorious tonight, they will be the number 1 seed. So as we get set here for kickoff, we are just under 15 minutes away from the opening kick here in Greybull. Both of these teams will be ready to go, and both of these teams will have plenty to play for what is basically a championship game here in the final weeks of the season. Should be an interesting matchup in Greybull, as I talked to both coaches before the games, and both a little squirrely, I guess you could say. Maybe squirrely would not be the correct word to use, but a little hesitant to give away starters tonight. But that is partially part of the gamesmanship. Now, Mountain View head coach Brent Walk did give me his starters for the offensive side, so I will have those for this matchup tonight. But as both teams are in the locker rooms ready to come out on the field, we are about 10 minutes away from kickoff on MyLocalRadio.com. Thank you for joining us today, as this will be one of the more interesting games in the entire week. I know on our Red Devil Rundown, excuse me for the alliteration there, the Red Devil Rundown with Jake Hibbard on KMYN Radio, he even discussed it with Kevin Coyle from YOPreps.com, and he had said that this was one of his circled games this week, and this was one of the games that he had ready to go on his computer to watch, or his phone if he is out at the game, because this will be an interesting matchup between these teams, and it should be an interesting matchup on the field as well. Both teams should be competing for that title. I know it sounds like I might be a little bit repetitive right now, but both teams, at the end of the day, this is what you have to get up for at the end of the day to compete for a title. This is what they play for the entire season. What better to be doing on a Friday night here in Greybull, Wyoming, than come in and watch what should be a very competitive football game against featuring two teams with high-powered offenses that really just seem to be ready to go. Now, both Mountain View and Greybull, as I said, have one loss. Both teams lost early in their season. Mountain View lost to Cokeville in the opening weeks, and we will be also taking a peek tonight on YO Preps during the game at the scores, because not only is this matchup important for the 2A class, another matchup across the state will be between Thermopolis when they play tonight. That will also be crucial for this, because the loser, or the winner of this matchup, Burns or Thermopolis, the winner of that game is in the playoffs. The loser is out of the East class. So, for 7 p.m., so both teams will find out their opponents simultaneously. Meanwhile, Wheatland, also playing at 7, will be facing the loser of this game. Wheatland will be on the road for that one. Wheatland, the number 4 team out of 5 in the top rankings out of the entire 2A class. So you might be playing the number 3 team out of the East, but it is a top 5 team on YOPreps.com. So it should be an interesting matchup. They play Pinedale tonight. Nothing really to play for Wheatland. Pinedale, also nothing really to play for. It is a non-conference game, and they found out that their season is over earlier today, excuse me. Their season is over today because the Kemmerer Rangers defeated the Lovell team at home. Kemmerer on senior night has earned a trip to Buffalo next week, so Pinedale, unfortunately for them, just how the schedule shook out, they were on the road on the final week of the season, and they are in a non-conference game, which really cannot help you. And unfortunately for them, losing to Kemmerer really sunk the ship. So Kemmerer is the number 4 seed out of the West. They will play the number 1 seed out of the East. That has been decided for a while. That is the Buffalo team that really has been one of the most impressive teams in the entire state. Buffalo, their one loss, they scored 0 points. So I was joking around earlier on the radio, but if they score points, it's almost a lock that they're going to win. They might be heading for a huge either semifinal or finals appearance against Mountain View or this Greybull team in the playoffs. But that is down the road to come as this Mountain View team makes its way out onto the fields. I will tilt the camera that direction so we can follow the players as they come onto the field. Greybull still in the locker room here on senior night. They have not made it back out on the field. They went through their pregame warm-ups, and head coach Eli Moody probably giving his players some last-minute inspiration before what is the biggest game of their entire season. Decent crowd on the opposite side bleachers for Mountain View fans who made the trip. If you're listening live on MyLocalRadio.com, we appreciate you. I will try to get an update whenever I can on the volleyball match. If you have an update and would like to tweet that at me, Broadcaster005, all one word, is my Twitter handle. Or follow me on Facebook, Sean Bennett on Facebook, friend me, and send me that update. I will try to get an update on the volleyball match between Mountain View and Lyman whenever I can. If I do, I will announce the score on MyLocalRadio.com. So the Buffaloes are out on the field here. Lovely sunset in the background as both of these teams will have a lot to play for. The lights are on. The field is looking pristine. I was out on the field earlier. No real sour spots on the field. No bad spots or dirt spots on the field. So field is in pristine condition, and it should be a great matchup as Coach Eli Moody will have his team ready, and the Mountain View Buffaloes, coached by Brent Walk, always are ready. You can be assured about that. Coach Lonnie Meeks just passed by me in the press box, giving a rather firm slap on the back as he does. So both teams are ready as the Greybull Buffs make their way out on the field. They will be on the near side wearing the navy blue and pink socks to support breast cancer awareness tonight. Meanwhile, the Mountain View Buffaloes will be in the white tops, purple bottoms, and they will be working. They will start to kick the ball left to right. I will tell you more about that after this commercial break as we sing the national anthem here at Greybull.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Yes, Mr. Hans German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advance from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. The powder mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advance from PetMinerals.com today.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM-certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
When you have have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires or anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
We are here live at Greybull, where the Greybull Buffs and the Mountain View Buffaloes are playing each other. The starters for this Mountain View Buffalo team being announced.
Number 19, junior Kimball Matson. Number 28, junior Caleb Newsom. Number 50, junior.
The seniors being announced, or the starters, excuse me, being announced for this Mountain View Buffalo team.
9, senior Tyson Condos. Number 62, senior Colby Reese. Number 68, junior Brecken Barnes. And number 76, sophomore Hunter Meeks.
Both teams ready to go here. Starting quarterback for the Mountain View Buffaloes will be Braden Walk tonight. He will earn the start. As a junior, he will be the quarterback, but just because he has that starter determination under his name, I don't know, the starter, I guess, classification, it does not mean that the other quarterbacks on the roster, including Kimball Matson, will not play. Kimball Matson will be a strong presence on this team tonight, but Braden Walk will be the starting quarterback for this Mountain View Buffalo team. Greybull is ready to go here, and so is Mountain View. We had the toss before the kickoff. I was on the field for that. Greybull won the toss. Mountain View called heads. It was tails. Greybull won the toss and took the ball. So an interesting statement right out of the gate. Mountain View will kick from left to right, defend the left side, as the Greybull Buffs will be receiving on the right goal line. And let's see what they can do with this opening kickoff here of this championship matchup between the Buffs and the Buffaloes on MyLocalRadio.com. Tecum Picola kicking off, and he gets this one right off the receiver's hands, and he fumbles it for a bit before taking the ball up to the 35-yard line. So a gain of maybe 10 yards on the return there, as that was a line drive kick that hit the return man right in the chest. He was able to corral it after a short spout of fumbling it in his hands. 11:44 to go here in the first quarter, as we'll have our first play of the game for the Greybull Buffs. Quarterbacking tonight, Brock Hill, the senior on senior night. And that first play will be a run straight up the middle, gain of about 3 yards there. Colby Reese in for the tackle, as well as Hunter Meeks. Talked to head coach Eli Moody before the game, and he told me he wanted to get this running game more prevalent today than it was last week, so expect to see a lot of running offense tonight. But as is always for Greybull, they are not afraid to throw the ball, so do not expect to see only runs tonight from this team. And that's another handoff left side, trying to get around the corner, and he does up the sideline. When did they rule that he stepped out? He stepped out just shy of midfield, but good enough for a first down there for Greybull as they moved the chains for the first time tonight. That was a handoff to Zach Keisel. We mentioned his name a lot last week at Lyman. Zach Keisel, a big running back. Almost want to call him like a fullback style, just because he is a linebacker on defense and he has the body of a linebacker. So when you see him running with the ball, it's it certainly can be intimidating for any defensive player to say, ooh, I don't know if I want to go head first right into him. That's a handoff up the middle. On the carry, that will get it right to midfield. So gain of 2 on first down there. And slow to get up is the ball carrier there. That was number 12, I believe, Rafael Chavez. Or 42, excuse me. 42, Ben Kraft. Looks like he's holding his right shoulder, so we'll have to see if he is okay to come back in the game. Hopefully he is for the Greybull Buffs. So 2nd and 8 here from midfield as we have our first pass of the game, left side, and right to the sticks. Let's see if they ruled him. They're going to rule him short of the first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1 there. Completion of about 7 yards on 2nd down. And Greybull has moved the ball so far in their first few plays here on their home field on senior night. So Eli Moody said, let's take the ball, see if the gamble, I guess you could say, will pay off, and he can set the tone with that offense. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Keisel breaks through the initial line of scrimmage, and that's a gain of about 8 there on 3rd and 1, getting it just shy of the Mountain View 35-yard line. And Greybull moving the ball with what appears to be some ease here on this first drive. I'm getting the pronunciation Kiesel, so sorry for saying the name incorrectly before, but we will correct that from now on. Thank you to the booth here at Mountain View, at Greybull, for giving me the pronunciation correctly on that. Second and 10 here for the Greybull Buffs as Kiesel up the middle. Kiesel breaking through a tackle there, dragging the defender along, and let's see where the spot was. It is good enough for a first down, so gain of about 13, 14 yards on 2nd down there, and that's enough once again to get a first down for this Greybull Buffs offense, working well here on this first drive. Quarterback jumps up, tosses it to Kiesel. Kiesel on the right side, gets around the corner, and Kiesel's got a lot of room to run. He will be eventually pushed out of bounds on that far sideline from us. Let's see if I can see the spot. Looks like he is out at the 8-yard line, so it'll be a 1st and goal here for the Greybull Buffs. Less than 3 minutes into this action, here in Greybull. Handoff straight up the middle, might as well go to him while it's working, and Kiesel, looks like no gain on the play there. Colby Reese in for the tackle, so this is where Mountain View will need to buckle up and really kind of put some head to the pavement as they try and stop this Greybull Buffs offense. 2nd and 7 for Greybull at the 7-yard line, so they gave him about a half a yard on first down and goal in the I formation. And that's going to be a fake handoff, and the ball comes out after the play. They're going to rule him down, but a huge loss there on 2nd down as the Mountain View defenders stormed into the backfield there and were able to cause a substantial loss on 2nd and goal. So let's see how that changes things for head coach Eli Moody, as he will have 3rd and goal from outside of the 15-yard line. Got to be disappointing when you go backwards that far. Looking to pass over the middle, and it is complete but dropped in the end zone. Good play on defense there. And that forces the incompletion. So the Mountain View Buffaloes Looked like they might have given up a touchdown, but at the last second coming in to disrupt the pass. Coming in to disrupt the pass was Ashton Schofield, I believe. So it is 4th down, and let's see if the Buffs will go for it. I don't see a field goal kicker on the field, so it looks like they will go for it from the 15-yard line. 4th and goal from the 15. Looking to throw over the middle, and it is incomplete as the ball hits the turf. Would not have been a touchdown either way. The intended target was number 3, Ja'Cory Qualls, as it went off in his hands and fell to the ground. So that's where the Mountain View Buffaloes will take over. 1st down at the Greybull 14-yard line, it looks like. At their own 14-yard line, excuse me. Quarterback keeper is going to get the read option and keep it for himself. Gain of about 2 on 1st down. So, as is expected a lot here for this Mountain View offense, that read option that they work pretty well will be prominently displayed tonight. In the shotgun formation, walk. Fakes the option. He's going to be running down the field. He has a lot of room to run. Will he outrun the defenders to the 30, the 20, the 10? And he is in. Touchdown, Mountain View Buffaloes, and that will open up the scoring. What a huge run there for Brigham Blumell, who blasted through the line of scrimmage, and he was untouched for 84 yards down the field, and the Mountain View Buffaloes, just like that, open up the scoring. They had a wide receiver motioning across the line of scrimmage. They faked the handoff to the wide receiver, gave it to Blumell, who's in the backfield, and Blumell wasted no time getting up the right sideline, and it was just a matter of if he was going to outrun those defenders from Greybull, and he had enough. An 84-yard touchdown. The extra point is good. It is 7-0 Mountain View. Join us after this commercial break on MyLocalRadio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
So the scoring has been opened here in Greybull. Less than 5 minutes in, and on the second play on offense for the Mountain View Buffaloes, a 84-yard touchdown run from Brigham Blumell. As when he got to maybe the 40 or 30-yard line, he kind of looked over his shoulder and he saw about 3 Greybull Buffs trailing him. And somehow he had enough to break it down the sideline and score. Return up the right sideline and down at about the, let's see where they marked the ball. I think they're going to mark it right around the 22-yard line. So that's where the Greybull Buffs will start this second drive of the game. The first drive, they wound up taking it the length of the field, but on a crucial 2nd and goal, they lost 8 yards, and that was really their doing in on that drive as they went forward on 4th and goal from the 15, could not get it. First play is going to be a handoff left side. Kiesel, and he did not get back to the line of scrimmage, a loss of 1. As a gang tackle there from the Mountain View Buffaloes. Including number 22, Colton Reutz on the tackle. Greybull with 3 players in the backfield here. Quarterback takes it, hands it to Kiesel. He's going to try to jump over the line and get to the right side, but he is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage, and they'll be back to about the original line of scrimmage. Tackle once again by number 62, Colby Reese, causing havoc on this defense already. This will not be the only offense that he causes havoc on. He is an all-state lineman for the 2nd straight year for sure, once that will be voted on at the end of the year. 3rd and 10 here for Greybull. In the shotgun formation goes Brock Hill. He takes it, dropping back to pass, throws it near side, and it's one-on-one coverage and off of the hands of Elian Davila, and that is incomplete. And a 4th and 10 will force what you would expect to be a Greybull punt. Hey, how do you say his name? Number 1? Elian Davila? Elian Davila is the pronunciation. Excuse me for probably butchering that. Back to punt is Greybull. Punt is off and away. This one will land at the 44-yard line, go out of bounds shortly thereafter. It'll be marked out at about the 41-yard line, so Mountain View with advantageous starting field position on this second drive of the game. But as you saw on that first drive, if you're watching, they don't necessarily need the field position as they went an 84-yard touchdown scamper from Brigham Blumel on the second play. On offense, 7-0, Mountain View leading here with 6:04 on the clock. It's going to be a handoff left side. Looks like he might want to throw, but he's going to keep it, and that will be a gain of a few there. The carry there by Kimball Madsen. You will see Madsen play some quarterback tonight as well, so... There's a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag was. Block in the back on Mountain View. And that will back this one up. So they will take the penalty, of course, instead of a 4-yard gain on first down. This will back it up to... the 31-yard line is where the ball will be spotted, so a big penalty there. The line to gain is the Greybull 49-yard line for Mountain View, so quite a ways to go here. And on first down, they're going to pass it over the middle, looking for a wide receiver, and off the hands of number 15, Ashton Schofield, who made a big play on that first drive. Cannot see the ball through his hands, or into his hands as it goes through his hands. Had the 2 defensive backs beat. No safety help over the top, so if that ball maybe was floated a little bit further out, he could have done some damage with it. Pass back to the right side after scrambling, or back to the left side after scrambling right, and that is going to be tackled for a short gain, but still behind the original line of scrimmage there for Mountain View. And this will be a long 3rd down here for the Mountain View Buffaloes as they try to hopefully switch fields on the Greybull Buffs, even if they do not complete this first down. 3rd and 16 is the official mark as the quarterback Kimball Madsen will take it to the right side, and a flag comes in, and it is picked off. He threw it, probably shouldn't have, on the run, and the ball was picked off at the 36-yard line. A flag did come out on the field. Looked like the Greybull Buffs were all shouting for a flag. We'll have to see what that was as Braden walked through that. But if it is on Mountain View, they're probably going to decline it since it was an interception. holding on Mountain View declined, and the Greybull Buffs will take advantage of some good field position as they will get the ball at the 37-yard line. Braden Walk took the ball, scrambled to the right, found himself right on the sideline before he threw it, and probably not the good decision as the defensive back easily undercut the route and intercepted it going to the ground. Hill hands it off left side, and that is a gain, or a loss of 2 yards, excuse me. A loss of 2 yards on first down. And the Greybull Buffs having trouble moving the ball forward after that first drive. So a 2nd and 12 here for the Greybull Buffs in this championship match of the regular season, championship game of this regular season to decide the number 1 seed. Back to throw it over the left side and complete down to the 30 and tackled inside there. A huge gain there from number 40, James Robertson, the senior on senior night. A senior to senior connection there. Brock Hill threw it where James Robertson broke behind his defender. No safety help over the top. And a big gain there on 2nd down for the Greybull. So Greybull uses a big play to get the ball back into Mountain View side of the field. Toss right. And immediately swarmed there by 4 Mountain View defenders, including quarterback Braden Walk, who does play on defense. Braden Walk maybe trying to get the ball back for his team after his mistake gave the ball to Greybull. It would have been 4th down anyway, but obviously the interception prevented a deep punt or anything like that. .303 to go here in Greybull. In the shotgun formation goes Hill. Hill looking left. He will throw it towards the end zone, and it goes through his wide receiver's hands there. Kind of had to look over his shoulder was Kiesel on that one. Kiesel not able to wrangle that ball in, and it will be a 3rd and long here for Greybull. So let's see what the Buffs do. They did go forward on 4th and 15 at their own 15, so let's see if they try to make this 2-down territory and pick up at least some yards on this 3rd down play, or if they try to beat the defense and score on this play as they did on the last one. So 3rd and 11 from the 30-yard line of Mountain View. Back to pass, Brock Hill looking right. He will throw it right, and that is incomplete as coming in at the last second again is that Mountain View defense. Ashton Schofield again making a huge play on defense. Kimball Madsen also there in the coverage for Mountain View. And it is 4th and 10 from the Mountain View 30. So in this scenario, no punter coming out on the field for Greybull. I can understand that, as probably wouldn't do you much good anyway. Some confusion on the defensive side as Braden Walk running around, and it looks like they have him in the backfield. The ball is loose. Looks like he might have thrown it, but the official's going to rule him down. That is a sack on 4th down, and that's where Mountain View will take over. As I believe that was Colby Reese got in the backfield very quickly and got the quarterback nearly to the ground. Almost looked like he had a face mask, but I think he had the jersey instead, and that caused the referees to rule his forward progress stopped. And with 2:34 to go in quarter number 1, it is still 7-0 Mountain View. Quarterback will hand it off right side, or actually he's going to keep it. Braden Walk trying to get to the outside, stiff arms a defender, and Braden Walk is gone down the right sideline before stepping out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So Mountain View getting some action here from that read option and handoff style. as 2 throws from Braden Walk, have not gone maybe according to his plan, so they just decide, let's run the ball until they can stop us. With 2:25 to go, Mountain View has had 2 big plays in this game, one an 84-yard touchdown, and another run here. And in on the tackle is number 72, Calvin Farrow. So a host of tacklers there from Greybull, able to pull the running back to the ground. Brigham Blumel not able to break this one through the line, as he did earlier. Walk, gonna toss this one left. Blumel trying to cut through the line. He does, and he gains about 5 on second down. That'll bring up a 3rd and manageable here as Brigham Blumel finds himself with the ball in his hands once again and gains some more yards. In the shotgun formation goes Braden Walk. Walk will drop back to pass. He does. He throws to the right side, and it is picked off inside the 5-yard line. They're going to say he landed in the end zone, so that is a touchback for Greybull in his 2nd interception of the game. James Robertson, his first interception, but the 2nd interception thrown from Braden Walk in the last 2 series, as this ball will be walked out to the 20-yard line since the defender did land in the end zone. That is a touchback, and Mountain View gives it up in Greybull territory. So almost as if it was just a punt that went into the end zone there. But I'm sure head coach Brent Walk will not be excited about that throw from his son Braden. Kiesel on the carry is going to bring that one across the 25-yard line. In for the tackle was Hunter Meeks and Colby Reese. Almost just have to assume that Colby Reese is in on every tackle for Mountain View. He is always active and always fighting to get towards the ball. As we approach under a minute to go here in the first quarter, Mountain View holding a narrow 7-0 lead. That's a handoff up the middle and just shy of another first down for Greybull. And with under 30 seconds, let's see if they run another play this quarter. Eli Moody shows a kill signal on the sideline, so I don't think he's going to run a play here. His team kind of looks over. They're going to take this one to the second quarter, and so will we on MyLocalRadio.com. The Mountain View Buffaloes leading 7-0 after 1 quarter on the road in Greybull. Greybull with the ball, though, will have a 3rd and 1 at the 29-yard line when we come back from this commercial break.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Back here at Greybull for a big 3rd down. The Greybull Buffs have a big 3rd down here, 3rd and 1. Let's see what the Mountain View Buffalo defense decides to do.
If you want
And on that 3rd and 1 play, they're going to run it straight up the middle, and that's a big gain there. That will get them to the 39-yard line, so a gain of 10 yards there on 3rd and 1 will move the chains and put the ball closer to midfield for the Greybull Buffs offense. That's going to be a run up the middle again. And on 2 consecutive plays, it has been successful for Greybull. This time a 5-yard or 6-yard gain on 1st. We'll set up 2nd and short. Let's call it a 2nd and 4 here from the 45-yard line. Their own 45-yard line. In the shotgun, he will take it, quarterback. Hand it off right side, breaking through the line and nearly breaking it for another huge gain was number 3, Ja'Cory Qualls. Good luck stopping these high, powerful running backs, or ball carriers, I should say, from this Greybull Buffs offense. Seems like every person that carries the ball is a huge, huge person. That's another one straight up the middle. Referee violently throws a flag in there. Not sure if you can notice from this point of view, but the flags are pink tonight to support breast cancer awareness. So if you're wondering, hey, I didn't see any yellow on the field, you will see some pink. It is tough to see with the pink socks of Greybull, but also all for supporting a good cause here at Greybull. And that is a holding on Greybull, and that will back it up once again and put it at 1st and 15, still in the Mountain View side of the field. First and 20, excuse me, as the handoff right side, trying to get up the seam, and that will be a loss of 1 yard on 1st and 20 there. Colby Reese adding to his growing tally of tackles tonight in the first half. He probably has about 5 or 6. I do not have the official tally in front of me, but it seems like every play on defense where there is a ball carrier trying to run the ball anywhere near that line of scrimmage, Colby Reese has been able to get his hands on him. 2nd and 21 here for the Buffs as they drop back to pass, looking left side. That's Kiesel. Kiesel gets it, trying to cut towards that line of scrimmage or the 1st down, and he will get it. Kiesel, a huge gain there on 2nd and 21. He will pick up 29 and move the chains for the Greybull Buffs. So Eli Moody using his big man Kiesel to his advantage. I do not blame him. Kiesel, a huge body, the nephew of former Steeler player with the same last name of Kiesel. And that's a run to the right side. And that's a gain of about 2 yards on 1st down there. Do you remember his uncle's name, the Steelers player that's related to? Brett Kiesel? Had to confirm it there. Didn't want to say the wrong name on the radio. It is Brett Kiesel, his uncle. He is the nephew of Brett Kiesel. So if you see any similarities, might be passed along in the gene pool. 2nd and 8 here for the Greybull Buffs, as that is a handoff once again up the middle, and that's a gain of about 2 yards. So 2 yards on 1st, 2 yards on 2nd, and it will set up a 3rd and about 6 for Greybull. Let's see if they go back to the passing game or if they try to stick with it on the ground game. trotting off the field is James Robertson for Greybull, so one of their wide receivers comes out. Elion Davila still in the backfield, and he will look to get it. It will go to Ja'Cory Qualls, and Qualls breaks through the line of scrimmage, breaks past the marker for another first down, and he is tackled right about the 10-yard line. So let's see if he's spotted inside the 10. And he is just inside the 10, so the Greybull Buffs cannot pick up a first down, but for the second time in this game, they will have a first and goal. I'm sure Eli Moody does not mind not being able to pick up a first down if it means a first and goal for his team. And in the I formation is Greybull on first down. Handoff right up the middle. Ja'Cory Qualls tries to jump over a diving tackler. Was successful for a moment, but Colby Reese got enough of a piece of him to bring him to the ground, and we will have a timeout on the field. Not sure if it's an injury or, it looks like somebody's just tying their shoe, so referee will stop the clock for a second. 7:32 on the clock. Before halftime here, a low-scoring affair, but plenty of action, including an 84-yard touchdown from Mountain View. This is the second possession for Greybull inside of the 10-yard line of Mountain View, and a timeout for Mountain View. So 7:29 on the clock. Head coach Brent Walk wants a timeout. We want one too, so we'll take one here on MyLocalRadio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the Tire Professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Back here at Greybull, where Greybull is setting up with a second and goal from the 6-yard line here in this first half. Head coach Brett Walk for Mountain View. Maybe some last-minute instructions trying to tell his team how to play defense on this set. And it will be a handoff up the middle, and Kiso will get inside the 5. Mark him at about... Mark him out at about the 5-yard line, so they picked up a yard on second down, so Greybull 2 straight runs on first and second down. We'll bring up a third and goal from the 5-yard line. Greybull trying to pound this one into the end zone. Let's see if it's successful. It's going to be a toss to the right side. Qualls looking to find that right pylon, and... no call on the field yet. What is the call? Is there a penalty? There is a penalty on the field, so that is why we did not get a call. We'll have to see. It is a holding on the offense, so that'll back it up. Not sure if Qualls did get into the end zone on that play, but irregardless, it does back the Greybull Buffs offense up. Let's see where this ball is spotted. This one will be spotted at the 15. So for the second straight time where Greybull's got it into the red zone, they had the ball inside the 10, and they lost yards on a pitch play the first time that took them out to the 15. This time a penalty will set them back once again. So 3rd and 15 from the 15. 3rd and goal from the 15, I should say. Back to pass, looking to the left side, trying to do a fade to the back of the end zone. It is picked off. Intercepted there. Ashton Schofield, his second monster play of this first half. It was one-on-one coverage. Looked like they were trying to throw a fade to the back corner of the end zone, and Ashton Schofield came up big and got it for the Mountain View Buffaloes on 3rd and goal from the 15. The Buffaloes stop the Buffs for the second time inside the red zone. 7-0 Buffaloes over the Buffs. 6:43 to go in the half. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Kimball Madsen, the quarterback this time. Madsen takes it for about 5 yards there to the 25-yard line. Coming out of the game for the Greybull Buffs is number 54, Dade Green. Clearly upset. And a penalty on the field before the snap. Braden Walk looking over at the official with his hands in the air. Maybe a formation penalty, a false start. Not sure if it was on Braden Walk or he just saw it and was upset with the call, but Braden Walk, the wide receiver right near the official, was not pleased with that call. So Braden Walk is lined up to the left. Kimball Madsen, the quarterback, he will drop back to pass, and he will run, scramble around, and he's going to throw it back towards the middle of the field, complete, and another gain there of about 6 yards on 2nd and 10. Will set up about 3rd and 4. The linebacker Kiesel making the play for Greybull. That's just the strength of this Mountain View Buffalo team, having 2 quarterbacks who also will line up as wide receivers, having that speed. It's going to be a toss, quarterback read option, and the left side, Brigham Blumel brought down at the line of scrimmage. Looks up over at the official, maybe wanted a face mask or a horse collar. He's not going to get it. And it will bring up a 4th and 4. And Mountain View looks poised to punt here with 5:13 and counting on the clock in the first half. Ball at their own 26, so head coach Brent Walk does not want to do anything funky with this one. And that one, a bad punt off of the side of the foot there, and Madsen looks like he tried to pooch punt that one and it didn't work out. Punt of about 9 yards there on a 4th and 4. As Greybull will have excellent field position to start here at the Mountain View 37-yard line. Once again, 3 people in the backfield for Greybull. And it is Qualls who will get a handoff from the quarterback, Brock Hill. And that is about a gain of 1 yard on first down, so they'll set up a 2nd and about 9 for Greybull. Head coach Eli Moody coming into the game, he said one thing that he's been pounding home to his players and to everybody all week is you can't make dumb mistakes, or you can't have those errors. I think they had 13 or 14 penalties last week against Lyman on the road. And as you saw in their last drive, a penalty pushed them really out of position there. It was 3rd and 15, 3rd and goal from the 15. And a delay of game, another mistake that is certainly avoidable for Greybull. And when we were talking to head coach Eli Moody, that's what he was saying. The penalties is what really killed them last week. They were able to walk out of Lyman with a victory, but against a Mountain View team, he said that we're not going to be able to escape with those bad penalties. That's a throw over the middle and caught, breaking towards the end zone. Touchdown, Greybull. So Greybull able to recover from the mistake there, and they get into the end zone. A huge 34-yard touchdown catch. Touchdown catch and run there, as Greybull comes out with their first touchdown of the game. Kiesel. It was Kiesel on the catch. Had to confirm that for a second. But Kiesel, a huge catch and run as the snap is bad. Throw to the short pylon. Not sure if that was a fake. I think that might have been a fake play there, as the holder looked to pop up immediately after that play. So they did not try the extra point. They tried to go and catch Mountain View off guard there and go for two. An incomplete pass on the two-point conversion. And it's 7-6. Mountain View still with the lead, but their lead has been trimmed to 1 point here with 3:59 to go in the half. Join us on MyLocalRadio.com after this commercial break.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Back here at Mountain View, coming off a Greybull touchdown reception of 34 yards on what I believe was the second down. And the kick from Greybull is off. Mountain View will catch it at about the 15-yard line, looking to run to the right side, and they break through up the sideline. He's got a lot of room to run, and he is gone! Touchdown, Mountain View! And just like that, the Buffaloes are back on the scoreboard, wasting no time.
85-yard touchdown.
An 85-yard touchdown. Kickoff return there from Mountain View. It was Kimball Madsen. Kimball Madsen, he can play quarterback, and he can also run back some kicks. As it looked like Mountain View had great blocking there. Maybe Greybull out of position there. And Madsen broke through one tackle and ran up the right sideline, breaking it for 85 yards. The extra point is up. The extra point is good. And just like that, in a span of 20 seconds, Mountain View extends their lead once again, this time to 8 points after the successful extra point. It is 14-6. Mountain View now leads. We'll take another short commercial break. Join us on MyLocalRadio.com.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Well, we are back here at Greybull, and I have headphones on, but even through the headphones and through the commercial, I could hear what head coach Eli Moody was screaming to his players in the huddle after that 85-yard run back from Kimball Madsen, and it was simple. He said, wake up, we got to play better than what we are right now. 14-6 is the Mountain View lead, and Mountain View an 84-yard touchdown and an 85-yard touchdown. So it seems as if Greybull is stopping them on the short plays. It's just they're giving up the monster home run plays, if you will, that have gone for touchdowns. The ball is fumbled inside the 20-yard line and eventually picked up right on the sideline and quickly tackled there. That was Gus Allred in on the tackle. So first and 10 for the Buffs. Inside the 20-yard line, the ball is at the 18-yard line. So Mountain View, an 85-yard touchdown kickoff return. And now an advantageous kickoff there. Not able to be handled. And the Buffs will take a timeout coming out of that kick. So Eli Moody doesn't like what he saw, maybe misaligned on the field. We will stay right here for this timeout, short timeout break here. 3:42 to go before the half. Greybull. The offense has, I say this cautiously, but the Greybull offense has looked better than the Mountain View offense on the field in this first half. It's just simple mistakes that have killed this Greybull Buffs team. The Greybull Buffs have moved the ball into the Mountain View Buffalo red zone twice already in this game before a 34-yard touchdown pass and reception from Brett Kiesel. And the Mountain View offense has 2 interceptions and an 84-yard touchdown run from Brigham Blumel. You take away that Brigham Blumel touchdown run, and all the Mountain View offense has to show is their special teams having that 85-yard run back. So let's see if Greybull can move the ball for a third time in this first half. That's going to be a run to Qualls. He'll cut back to the right side, look for that sideline. He's got it, breaking through 3 tackles before eventually being pushed out of bounds by Kimball Madsen. So Kimball Madsen certainly having a huge impact in tonight's game. Offense, special teams, defense. He's one of those guys, if you were to list him on a college roster or an incoming recruits chart, he would be listed as an athlete because he can play quarterback, he can play running back, he can play wide receiver. Whatever you need him to do, Kimball Madsen will fill that in for you. Quarterback takes the ball. He will hand it off to the right side. Gain of about 1 yard there. On first down, we'll get it to second and about 9. A long 8, short 9 yards there. A perfect night here in Greybull, Wyoming. It is listed at 55 degrees, and it feels like it. I'm in shorts, and I am fine. So the players have no complaints, no snow, no precipitation in the air. 2:55 to go in this first half. The action on the field heating up, however. Quarterback back to pass, throws it over the middle. Kiesel had the throw go behind him, had to turn around and try to get it, and it goes off his arms and falls to the turf. So it'll be a 3rd and 9 for the Greybull Buffs offense. 2:49 to play in this first half. Mountain View still has 1 timeout, or 2 timeouts remaining, excuse me. So if they stop Greybull on this play, it'll be interesting to see if head coach Brent Walk wants to take a timeout and preserve some time for his offense. That'll be handoff to Qualls on the right side, looking for that sideline. He's dragged down, and a late flag comes in. That's going to be a horse collar tackle from number 50 of Mountain View. That was Hunter Gross. A pretty easy call, especially right on the Greybull sideline. Does you no advantages there. Sure, with his hands up in the air. Horse collar tackle. 15 yards from the end of the run. That will give it a first down for Greybull. So it looked like he would have been stopped. Brent Walk is almost to the hash marks on the far side of the field. He wants an official to come over maybe and explain something to him. He's not going to like the explanation, though, as the ball is still going to be walked past midfield and up to the 45-yard line. That is where the ball will sit for Greybull. So at the Mountain View 45 with 2:40 to play in the first half. Back to pass once again. Looking to the left side and trying to find a guy. Incomplete, and it's intercepted up the right sideline. He's got blockers. Can he get past all the blockers? Trying to cut through. Dives over the line. Dives over a lineman and eventually hits the turf. There is a flag on the field right in front of the Greybull bench. And Mountain View is walking backwards, so let's see what the call is. Greybull might be saved by this penalty. A holding on both teams. It's offsetting penalties, and that will give the ball back to Greybull. A first down for Greybull once again. It's like that play did not happen. And head coach Brent Walk is not pleased. You can see him shouting towards the head official. Clearly not pleased there. An interception taken off the board for Mountain View. A huge run back as well. Does not count. Again, it will be first down for Greybull. Our head official will head over and try to please Brent Walk with an explanation. Not sure any explanation in the world is going to satisfy Brent Walk right now. I think he's contesting that the Mountain View penalty happened after the interception, since it was a block in the back, I think he said. So he's saying the offensive penalty should be able to be declined from Mountain View, and the penalty should be able to be taken back after the run back. The official will come together and meet. They might be overturning this call on the field. And I think this call might be overturned, folks. I think this might be Mountain View ball, because they called a block in the back on Mountain View, and that was after the interception, and head coach Eli Moody will walk out towards the hash marks. He clearly doesn't like the officials huddling up, and I think he might be thinking like I am that this call is about to be overturned. A fourth official will join the party at midfield now. This is a big call with 2:26 on the clock. It's either Greybull ball or Mountain View ball inside of each other's territory. And it's going to be Mountain View ball, a block in the back. The block in the back penalty happened after the interception. So I believe they're going... Trying to figure out the explanation. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what the call is, so I will wait until the offense of one of the two teams takes the ball. I had believed that it was a block in the back after the interception, a holding before the interception, which means that it should be Mountain View ball for their offense. And it will be. So, yes, I was correct, and Kimball Madsen and Braden Walk will take the ball from Mountain View and the offense. So a holding before the interception is declined from Mountain View. A block in the back on the run back from Mountain View. And Mountain View will take the ball, so they will not get the advantage of that huge run back, but they do gain possession on that interception. Happened a while ago now, but Mountain View gets it and snaps it, trying to run it to the left side. Blue Mel, gain of about 1 or 2 yards on the play. Do you remember who got the interception? Do you remember who intercepted that ball? Madsen? The consensus up here in the press box is Kimball Madsen was the one who intercepted that ball, and Madsen will go back to pass. He's throwing it over the middle of the field, and Braden Walk drops it right in the breadbasket of Braden Walk. Looked like he had his defender beat by a few yards, and he could still be running. But unfortunately for the Mountain View Buffaloes, Braden Walk not able to corral it. So Kimball Madsen has been your early game MVP for both teams as of right now, especially for the Mountain View Buffaloes. Braden Walk maybe not having his best game so far, but still a half to play. And knowing Braden Walk, the junior, will be ready to play in the second half. It only takes one big play for him to get going. Madsen will scramble right, looking to throw. He will toss it down the sideline. He's got a man, and it is caught inside the 10, down to the 5 before he is tackled. And Mountain View is set up inside the red zone again. Or for the first time tonight, excuse me. For the first time tonight, Mountain View has the ball inside the red zone. Greybull has gotten it inside the Mountain View red zone twice, but this is the first time the offense has moved the ball down the field for Mountain View. They had an 84 and an 85-yard touchdown tonight, looking to add a shorter touchdown this time around. Madsen scrambling right, trying to get around the defender. He does, and he dives towards that goal line, coming up short, and it will be 2nd and goal. Do not know what spot they exactly gave him. It's tough to see from this angle. Looks like he's out at about the 4 or 5 yard line. So 2nd and goal from inside the 5 yard line for Mountain View. Clock rolling to about a minute to go here in the first half. Madsen will take it again. Follow-up blocker up the middle, and he's going to come up just short. Let's see if head coach Brent Walk will take a timeout. He will. So the Buffaloes take a timeout here. 58.5 on the clock here in half number 1. It has been a half of big plays, mainly for Mountain View, but Greybull does have their touchdown on a large touchdown or reception from Kiesel of 34 yards. So a 34, an 84, and an 85-yard touchdown have been scored tonight. Not very often you can say you have multiple 80-yard touchdowns in a game. But a kick return from Kimball Madsen, a touchdown run from Brigham Blumel, and a happy Coach Brent Walk. Would just like to mention that Brent Walk was the main factor behind the refs changing that call. I don't think if he was as adamant as he was on the sideline, those referees would have discussed it. So sometimes it pays to be a little bit belligerent on the sideline and kind of get in the referee's ear and say, hey, I think you need to rethink what that call was, because originally the refs had said it was offsetting penalties. But since one happened after the interception, the Mountain View penalty happened after the interception, they were able to decline the penalty, and then Greybull accepted the penalty on the run back. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Let's see what they draw up here. Madsen back to pass, looking to the left side. Brigham Blumel catches it and walks into the end zone. That's a touchdown for Mountain View. The 2nd touchdown of the night for Brigham Blumel. And it is 20-6. Mountain View extends that lead to 2 scores here with 52 seconds, 52.8 on the clock before this extra point, trying to make it a 15-point game. Picola floats that one up and through, and it is 21-6. Not many high schools across the country have a field goal kicker, but Picola, the first time he has ever played football in his life was when he stepped onto the field this year. He is only a kicker. He does not play any other position for this team. He is a soccer player. You do see some crossover from soccer to football, and Picola has filled that role rather nicely for Mountain View, a reliable kicker. And in warm-ups, I did see him earlier, he has got quite a leg. In warm-ups, he kicked a 52-yard field goal. Not sure that Brent Walk would ever try that, especially with a true freshman on the field. But it always is nice to know that your kicker at least has the leg for it. So let's see if that helps head coach Brent Walk in the future. Maybe not tonight, but in the future as the playoffs approach and his team might need a field goal, especially late in a game, to decide the outcome of a game. Sometimes even just making the extra points decides a game. Mountain View with a 15-point advantage after Greybull went for 2 after their only touchdown of the night. Kickoff is good, and it will roll and be picked up inside the 10-yard line. Cutting across to the middle of the field before he is brought down is number 33, Caleb Bottom, the junior. Not able to bring it all the way back for Greybull. And Greybull will start inside their own 20-yard line. Let's see if head coach Eli Moody wants to try anything. Remember, Eli Moody and his offense took the ball to start the game, so Mountain View will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. That might change his mind on whether he wants to just be conservative or try to at least get a few points here on the board with 46 seconds on the clock. In the shotgun formation, dropping back to pass in the backfield and wrapped up there by two men. A big sack there from Mountain View on first down, and if he had any plans on moving the ball, that might have thwarted them there. I believe that was Josh Cushing on the sack there for Mountain View, and timeout Buffs with 22.9 on the clock. So let's see if Eli Moody maybe draws up a trick play and just tries to get what would be 89 yards here, or if he runs the ball, says hold on to it, and we will go into halftime. I did see one of the coordinators from Greybull come out of the press box and go onto the field, so that's usually a sign that they have kind of conceded this first half, but 22 seconds, 23 seconds still on the clock. Never out of the option for a big play, especially for Greybull, as Mountain View has shown a propensity. Sometimes their defender has been beat down the field on those speedy wide receivers, but don't expect anything like that. It looks like Mountain View is going to play three deep coverage. They have three safeties all the way in the back. Looking to pass, quarterback, and he is brought down right on the goal line. And a dangerous play there for Greybull. Nearly a safety to end of the half. Ball is at the 2-yard line, and the clock will roll, and that will end the half. So head coach Brett Walk doesn't want a timeout, and he will take his team into the locker room with a 21-6 lead. After one half, Brett Walk and the Mountain View Buffaloes will get the ball to start the second half. We will have our halftime show after this commercial break on MyLocalRadio.com. The Buffaloes leading the Buffs 21-6 in this championship game of the 2A West Conference. The winner is the champion of the regular season and will be the #1 seed. Join us after this commercial break on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hello all, Dr. Dog here. I want to talk to you about PepMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PepMinerals.com produces the most supplements on market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PepMinerals.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
We're back here at Greybull. A fantastic night for Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Football in Wyoming. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it here on MyLocalRadio.com. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including our banner sponsors at the bottom. You can see them throughout the broadcast, and our huge sponsors, our main sponsors, advertisers, including Bennett's Market, who controls the scoreboard tonight. And it is a scoreboard that reads 21-6 here after one half of play. If you are one of the 200 live viewers, we thank you for joining us. And this game has been interesting. Score might be a little bit deceptive. It is 21-6, but has been a close game. Mountain View with two long touchdowns. A touchdown run back on a kickoff of 85 yards and an 84-yard touchdown on the second play of offense from scrimmage on offense from Brigham Blumel. Not every day you see two 80-plus yard touchdowns in one half, let alone a game. So let's see if the Mountain View Buffalo offense can kind of keep that momentum going and maybe move their offense a little bit more. Head coach Brett Walk, I'm sure, does not like reading the stat line of having his son Braden Walk throw two interceptions in the first half. But Kimball Madsen has stepped in rather smoothly, has made it a smooth transition. And Kimball Madsen has probably been one of the MVPs, if not the MVP for this Mountain View Buffalo team in this game tonight. Kimball Madsen, special teams, offense, and defense. He did throw a touchdown to Brigham Blumel, the third and final touchdown of the first half for Mountain View. He ran back the second touchdown. That 85-yard touchdown run was from Kimball Madsen. And Kimball Madsen certainly has just showed out tonight. Kimball Madsen maybe didn't get that starter distinction under his name to start the game. Braden Walk did start at quarterback tonight, but for this team, it hasn't really seemed to matter who starts. It's who finishes the game and who really plays to their potential. So let's see if Braden Walk comes out in the second half, knowing maybe one of his more stressful first halves that he's played in his career and certainly this season. Let's see if he can come out in the second half and decide that he wants to make a play or two for his team. So as we get set for the second half of action here from Greybull, I will adjust the scoreboard cam and try to get that looking a little bit better. It is a little fuzzy, so I apologize for that. Our Benedict's Market and True Value in Mountain View scoreboard. And then I will hop down to the field and try to get some quotes from head coach Eli Moody and head coach Brent Walk. So that was our halftime show brought to you by Reese's Auto Service. Reese Auto Service in the Lyman area. Reese Auto Service. They fix automobiles, snowmobiles, tractors, basically anything with an engine and a motor. If you take to Reese Auto Service in that Lyman area, they will fix it. Great people down there as well. So if you are in the need of having your motor vehicle, snowmobile, tractor, anything farm-related or vehicle-related, take it down to Reese Auto Service, and they will at least walk you through everything and get you set up to getting the best prices around as well. So, Reese Auto Service, thank you for being a main sponsor for us this year. That was the halftime show. I'm going to hop down to the field, get some I'm going to hop down to the field and get some quotes from the coaches. I'll be back before the kickoff of the second half between Mountain View and Greybull on MyLocalRadio.com. All right, I am back here. Got some quick quotes from both coaches. And we will go over those in the second half here, as the officials want another 3 minutes on the clock. Let's see. Looks like Mountain View is ready to go, so I'm not sure if they need the extra 3 minutes or not. Mountain View did come out of the locker room late with under 2 minutes to go, and one of their coaches had mentioned they would like some time to get themselves warm, but looks like the players are ready to go, so Mountain View and Greybull here. Mountain View with a 21-6 lead as we start the second half. Greybull will kick on the right side of your screen, going right to left. Mountain View going left to right. And that is caught at about the 5-yard line, brought up and stacked up at the 27-yard line. And that's where Mountain View will take over. 15-yard return to the 25. Ball was caught at the 10-yard line. So Mountain View will have a 1st and 10. Kimball Madsen going to start at quarterback. He did a great job in the first half, so ride the hot hand, as some might say. Madsen in the shotgun. He will take it. Look to pitch right. He does. And Brigham Blumel brings it up for about 3 yards. 2 yards on first down. Give him 2 on first. And they'll set up a 2nd and about 8 for the Mountain View Buffalo. Brigham Blumel and Kimball Madsen have worked really well in the first half on that quarterback read option, where the linebacker comes in. If he comes after the quarterback, he pitches it to Blumel. If the linebacker goes after Blumel, Madsen will keep it. Madsen scrolling to his left, will look back to throw to his right, and it is nearly picked off there. Looked like a perfect opportunity for Elion Davila. And Davila saw the ball go right off his chest, not able to corral it. And that is a huge mistake there for Mountain View, but it is able to be maintained, the possession, after a Davila drop there. Davila looked like his eyes were up, maybe saw that open green grass and kind of thought, I'm going to score a touchdown before the actual action happened. So Madsen will look to throw. He'll throw it again towards Davila, and it is incomplete. Intended target was Ashton Schofield. Schofield not able to corral it. Davila on the cover on defense. So a quick 3 and out for Mountain View. And it is 4th and 8 from their own 28. As they will probably punt here. I should say probably, just in case. And the punt is off, and a short punt will land about the 47, taking Mountain View roll to inside the 40, where it's picked it up at the 39-yard line. So Greybull will start from their own 39-yard line here in this second half, looking to move the ball just as they did in that first half. As I said, I got quotes from both coaches. Asked them a few questions, and one of the questions I asked head coach Eli Moody from Greybull was, hey, you mentioned to me before the game, you said that it was your priority all week to limit the mistakes. How do you feel you did on that? It was some key penalties changing the momentum of this game, and he said, yeah, it's just dumb penalties, and I've been telling my guys, stop making dumb fouls, stop making dumb penalties. We are in this game if we don't give up big plays and we don't have penalties on our own side of the field. Remember, it was a penalty in the red zone that forced Greybull out of position when it was a 2nd and goal at the 5. A 10-yard holding penalty set him back to the 15-yard line. And the ball is fumbled. Ball on the ground. Mountain View says they have it. Do they? The officials rush in. And it is Mountain View ball. The officials get up, point towards the Mountain View side, and a turnover there will give the ball to the Mountain View Buffalo. And just as I say what Eli Moody had said, stop with the dumb fouls, the dumb decisions and mistakes. Well, I think that could be classified as one right there, as a fumble inside their own 40-yard line gives the ball to Mountain View. Schofield will motion to the left side, and a penalty. Look like at the snap or before the snap. Let's see what the call is. A false start. Not sure who that was called on, but it is a 5-yard penalty, and Mountain View will back up to their own, or to the Greybull 45-yard line, excuse me, and it will be a 1st and 15. 1st and 15 for Mountain View, holding a 15-point lead here in the ball in enemy territory. Schofield will motion across the line of scrimmage again. Hand off to Blumel. He stiff arms a defender, and he breaks through past the line to gain, and a 1st down for Brigham Blumel. Brigham Blumel is used to doing that, and this play has been run several times from Mountain View already tonight, where Ashton Schofield or somebody, either Braden Walk, Ashton Schofield, one of those main runners, those quick runners, will motion right across the line of scrimmage, right in front of the quarterback, and he has an option to give it to him, or keep it himself, or give it to the guy in the backfield, Brigham Blumel. This time he will keep it himself, Will Madsen, and Madsen will gain about 5 yards there on 1st down. So it'll be about a 2nd and 5, maybe a 2nd and long 4 for the Mountain View Buffaloes inside of the Greybull 25-yard line. Ball at about the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6 here for Mountain View. Madsen fakes the pitch, and he will run it, cut it back right towards the seam, across the seam, and he will gain about, give him about 18 on 2nd and 6. A huge gain there. Actually, a gain of 13 will get him to the 13-yard line. So, Kimball Madsen has really shown up here for the Mountain View Buffaloes in a game that they probably needed somebody to show up, and he has done it for the Buffaloes. Keeper will run it to the left side, trying to back his way through those powerful Greybull defenders. And that's a gain of about 3 there for Mountain View. So Mountain View moving the ball in their first offensive possession, or their second offensive possession, excuse me, of this second half. The first possession went a 3-and-out. A Greybull fumble gave it right back, though, and Mountain View has wasted no time getting the ball into the red zone. Mountain View can pick up a 1st down inside the 2-yard line without scoring. Kimball Madsen pitches it right side, trying to cut and make a move, maybe a little hesitation there from Blumel. And he loses a couple yards there, and now will be back to the 10-yard line now. So a 3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line. Line to gain is the 2-yard line. They can pick up a 1st down and not a touchdown, but I'm sure head coach Brent Walk is not thinking, let's get a 1st down here. I'm sure he's thinking, let's get a touchdown. So let's see what kind of play he draws up on a crucial 3rd down. Dropping back to pass, looking to the left sideline, and caught. Is he in the end zone? Throws a defender away. He's right at the pylon. Braden Walk is short. A 1st down, but not a touchdown. Just as I was saying, I don't think that they're going to pick up a 1st down, not a touchdown. Sure enough, an announcer jinx, and it happens there as Braden Walk finds himself all the way inside the 2-yard line, tried to throw a defender off him, get into the end zone, came up a yard short. 1st and goal for the Buffaloes. I believe that's Madsen will try to take it into the end zone, and he scores! Or that was Blumel, excuse me. Brigham Blumel scores on a 1-yard scamper. He took the direct snap, tried to find a gap, and he got right to that goal line and got enough from the sideline judge right there. And that's a huge touchdown tonight. 27-6. The Buffaloes leading the Buffs now. And head coach Eli Moody going to need to inspire his defense to step up here and maybe the offense to be perfect throughout if he has any chance of winning this one and winning a conference championship. Once again, both teams in the playoffs. Both teams will be either the number 1 or the number 2. The winner gets the 1 seed. The loser gets the number 2 in the playoffs. And as of right now, Mountain View will get the number 1 seed, but still a lot of football to be played. If you want to watch that football, join us on MyLocalRadio.com after this commercial break.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
The Buffaloes have scored 4 times tonight. The Buffs have scored once on senior night for Greybull. They have scored once. They went for 2, did not get it on a fake extra point. That is why they have 6 right now. And Mountain View, it's just been a style of long-distance plays for them that have getting close. We'll give you an update. Thermopolis is beating Burns right now 28-6 in that matchup. So it looks like Thermopolis might be the next opponent for either of these two teams. Ball is taken and brought up the Mountain View sideline before being shoved out of bounds. Once again, Thermopolis leading 28-6 in that matchup. The winner of that one, which appears to be Thermopolis as of right now, if the score stands, will play the winner of this one at the winner of this one. So either Greybull or Mountain View playing a home game. The loser of this matchup will play Wheatland next week, also at home. Quarterback going to turn around and hand it off right up the right seam, and a gain of about 2 yards there. So after a fumble on the last possession for Greybull, they go right back to handing off the ball. Brock Hill in the backfield. Gross was in on the tackle for Mountain View on that last play. Elian Davila will check out. Second and 8 with under 7 minutes to play in this third quarter for Greybull. As they line up one wide receiver wide, they're going to look towards him as he cuts across the middle of the field, and that's a catch. Or no, did he drop it? The ball hits the turf as he goes to the ground, and it looked like a reception there, but the ball unfortunately not able to be handled there. And James Robertson, the senior, not able to corral it. Did see the formation there, and I called that one. I saw Robertson kind of looking, peeking back towards his wide receiver, back towards his quarterback, rather, and he was open. So a good play drawn up from head coach Eli Moody, just not successfully ran for his team, and it's 3rd and 8. 3 men in the backfield, including quarterback Brock Hill. He will get the snap, hand it off. That's Kiesel. Kiesel coming to the near sideline, and Kiesel will run out of bounds after gaining the first down, and Greybull moves the chains. So a big first down there for Greybull, able to move the chains, pick up a first, and get the ball right shy of midfield as they look to get the ball in the red zone and pound it into the end zone as they did earlier in the game, a 34-yard touchdown to Kiesel after getting the ball in the red zone and getting stalled for a minute. Quarterback hands it off to Qualls, and he will gain about 3 or 4 on first down. Second and 7. So let's see what Eli Moody has drawn up here with the ball inside of Mountain View territory for the first time in this second half. Quarterback takes the handoff, gives it to Qualls, and Qualls will leap over the 45-yard line, and he is slow to get up. Ja'Cory Qualls is hurt. Let's see if he can get off to the sideline under his own power. He can, as he hobbles towards the sideline. Not a good sign for Greybull. Looks like he is okay, maybe just a little injured at this point. A little hurt, but not injured, I should say. There is a distinction. You can play hurt, can't play injured, so hopefully everything is okay for Ja'Cory Qualls, a senior on senior night. He will play at least one more game on this home field. That'll come next week at home in the state playoffs. Back to pass, looking, and that is complete to the 30-yard line. Kiesel with the reception there off the pass from Brock Hill. So Brock Hill finds another open receiver and is able to complete it to the 30-yard line before he was brought down by Madsen. 28-6, ball at the 31-yard line of Mountain View. And let's see if Greybull can continue this possession and get back on the scoreboard and bring this game back to 2 scores. Pitch to the left side, trying to cut around a couple of blockers who fell down. And that is a loss of a few there. First time carrying the ball for Irving Castro, a freshman running back. Back into the game is Ja'Cory Qualls. Qualls just shaking off whatever had injured him a couple plays ago. So good to see the senior back out on the field for the Buffs. Qualls will line up behind quarterback Brock Hill, and he will get the ball right away. And he will take this one past the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 6 there on second down. Will bring up 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6 at about the, tough to see the spot, 27 of Mountain View. So the Buffs have not seemed to want to punt the ball, especially in Mountain View territory. This will be a 2-down situation for the Buffs, even if they do not complete this first down. So let's see how Eli Moody draws this play up. He'll give it back to Qualls. Qualls will try to cut back towards the middle of the field. And the spot comes in. He actually gained about a, actually as they move the chains up a little bit more. It is 4th and about 3. Yeah, 4th and about 3 here from the 25 of Mountain View. That is the 25 of Mountain View, not the 35 as the scoreboard says. Qualls will take it up the right side. He breaks through a tackle and gains a first down. Not sure if he was tackled, if he would have had the first down. So a great play from Qualls to get past that line to gain. And inside the 20-yard line of Mountain View, a gain of maybe, let's see where the spot is listed at. So a gain of about 10 yards there as they had the ball at the 25, and then now they got it to the 15. So as we have a timeout on the field, I believe someone's shoe came untied once again. 3 minutes and counting as the clock starts up again here in the 3rd quarter. Greybull trying to get back on the scoreboard, tighten this game up. They still have championship aspirations as they look to win this one. Ja'Cory Qualls takes the handoff to the left side. He cannot break through this tackle. able to get enough of him there was number 10, Brigham Blumel. You've heard that name quite often for Mountain View tonight, as he's had enough to get the big man, Ja'Cory Qualls, to the ground. And it's second, about 13 from just inside the 20-yard line for Greybull. Greybull, yet another red zone possession here. Let's see if this one turns out better than the previous ones have. And a flag comes in from the official standing underneath the goalposts. And a delay of game call. So one of those avoidable penalties. The official counting down the clock. The offense under head coach Eli Moody did not see it, did not get the snap off. And that backs him up. So a 2nd and 13 goes to 2nd and 18 now. Really behind the chains, something that Eli Moody had discussed with me at halftime. He said, we just got to stop pushing ourselves back once we get the ball deep in Mountain View territory. That's a handoff right side, looking to go all the way, and he's in! He cuts back towards the middle of the field. Touchdown! Number 33 for Greybull, Caleb Bottom, the junior wide receiver, using that speed. Looked like he was headed towards the sideline. I think the Mountain View defender saw that, maybe overcommitted towards that sideline, and he cut back towards the middle of the field, right on the seam, and he found himself untouched into the end zone. Caleb Bottom with a 23-yard scamper into the end zone, and this game is a little bit tighter as Greybull will go for 2. Keeper, pitch to the left side, trying to hit that pylon, and right at the sticks, they did not get it. And the 2-point conversion attempt is failed. So they tried to make it a 14-point game. It is now a 16-point game, so still a 2-score game. They'll just need to convert 2 2-point conversions if they want to tie this one up. So Mountain View will get the ball back with 1:48 to go in the third quarter. Join us on MyLocalRadio.com after this commercial break.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
So Greybull using a little nifty play there as Caleb Bottom was mixing the name of Ja'Cory Qualls and Caleb Bottom up. Caleb Bottom took the ball on a 2nd and 18 from the 23-yard line. He looked like he was headed towards the sideline after he broke through the line of scrimmage, past the line of scrimmage. And then as the Mountain View defenders kind of committed to that sideline, he saw that, he put his foot in the ground, and he cut up the seam, finding himself in open lane to the end zone. And this one's going to be squib kicked right up the middle, and falling on it at the 35-yard line is Mountain View. So not sure if that was supposed to be an onside kick or just a squib. I don't blame Greybull either way. Kimball Madsen does have an 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, so you might want to keep it out of the hands of Kimball Madsen as much as you can. As the up man for Mountain View was able to jump right on that ball and mark it down at the 35. That's where Mountain View will start. Back to pass is Madsen. He finds a wide receiver over the middle of the field, and it is dropped. Madsen was looking for Schofield over the middle of the field as Schofield went to the ground at about the Greybull 46-yard line, and Schofield was not able to go to the ground and maintain possession, and the ball hit the ground. 2nd and 10 here for the Buffaloes. So with 1:43 on the clock, interesting strategy to throw it on the first play of the drive. Again, Schofield cuts across the line of scrimmage, and a quarterback keeper pitches it on the read option. They lost a few yards there. So the clock will run, which is probably the main goal of head coach Brent Walk. But they did lose 4 yards on 2nd and 10. And now will be a 3rd and long. Let's see if they just keep the ball on the ground, try to run this clock out in the 3rd quarter as much as they can before giving the ball back to Greybull. Maybe get a penalty or something to extend the drive. Back to pass. Here's Matson looking up the right sideline. Matson's got a man. He found him. Caught at the 35, and he is breaking free. No one is within 5 yards of him. And that's a touchdown for Mountain View. Braden Walk, a huge touchdown reception of 69 yards. Our 3rd longest touchdown of the day at 69 yards, believe it or not. A 69-yard touchdown pass from Kimball Madsen to Braden Walk. Braden Walk broke behind his defender, and once he caught it, he just turned on the afterburners. Get away from the cop speed. And it is a 34-12 game for Mountain View. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It extends the lead once again, so Mountain View using the big play potential tonight to their advantage. An 84, an 85, and now a 69-yard touchdown on the night. That's just tough for any defense to stop. And those are the things that drive coaches crazy. You know, at the end of the day, Mountain View had a long reception in the touchdown that was, I believe, 1 yard. They had a long reception to get them inside of the 5-yard line. So if the wide receiver had got into the end zone on that play, it could have been another long touchdown. So Mountain View has been using this big play potential to their advantage tonight. They have racked up 35 through almost 3 quarters here in a scorecaster's dream, with an 84, an 85, and a 69-yard touchdown. It's pretty fun to call those long-distance calls. But let's see if Eli Moody has something drawn up. His team is going to need to score quickly, as this team now trails by 23 points. Once again, they have 12 points because they scored 2 touchdowns, went for 2 both times, and failed both times. So that is where Ticum Picola really comes in handy for this Mountain View team. Having 5 extra points and 5 successful extra points certainly helps your team. And now a 23-point advantage instead of what could be a 21-point advantage if both teams were able to convert all of their extra points. Kickoff here from Mountain View. A little sky towards the 20-yard line. It will bounce at the 15, picked up by Greybull. Run up the Mountain View sideline, leaping over a defender there, and at the 35-yard line goes the Greybull returner out of bounds. Greybull will take over 1st and 10 at what looks like the 36-yard line. So a good return there from Greybull. "51 seconds on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Mountain View leading by a score of 35-12 in this championship match. Championship game of the regular season. The winner is the conference champion out of the 2A West in Wyoming football. Quarterback takes it right, pitches it left, coming back towards the Greybull sideline, and after all that, tackled maybe for a short loss on the play, is Allred making the tackle. 2nd down and 10.5 to 11 yards here to go at their own 35-yard line. Line to gain is just inside of the 46, so I say 10.5. A long 10, short 11 yards for Greybull with under 15 seconds to play. Hand off to Qualis. He's going to cut towards that Mountain View sideline, try to cut along the seam, make his way up towards midfield, but he will get stopped after a gain of about a few yards there. So that is how the third quarter will end. Mountain View extends their lead in the third quarter. This score is now 35-12. The Buffaloes 12 minutes away from a conference championship, looking to repeat as state champions later this month and into November. Well, join us on MyLocalRadio.com after this commercial break to see how this final quarter of action plays out in 2A Wyoming football.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
All right, we are back here in Greybull, Wyoming, where the Greybull Buffs find themselves trailing 35-12 on senior night. But they will look to get this offense moving here. They'll need to score quickly if they want to get back into this one. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Quarterback draw up the middle. Not sure if it was a design play, but Brock Hill was able to find some space, cut towards the line to gain. He is just short. And Brock Hill will have a 4th and about 2 yards to go here. Fourth and 2 for Greybull. Eli Moody barking instructions towards his huddle. Let's see what play is drawn up or if the Mountain View defense can come up huge here. And that might be a delay of game. A timeout first. A timeout Greybull. It took a long time to get the play to the huddle and the huddle to come out. So in danger of getting a big delay game penalty there. Cannot afford a delay game penalty on a 4th and 2. They call a timeout. That's their first of the second half. So Eli Moody will have two remaining timeouts here after this. I will be on the field shortly after the game ends. If Mountain View wins, I will be interviewing some of the players and coaches. If you want to hear those full interviews, listen to my radio show on Tuesdays on KNYN Radio. If you're in the Wyoming area, that is on your dial, KNYN Radio. Or if you're online or at home, just want to listen to it on a computer instead, you can go to our website, MyLocalRadio.com, click Listen Live. That is 10:30 on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I have a radio show, half hour, discussing all the Bridger Valley sports. That is a run from Qualls up the middle, and he will gain 4 on 4th and 2. So a first down there for the Buffs as they move the chains once again. Pitch to the left side from Brock Hill and cutting towards the line to gain. I'm not sure where he was pushed out of bounds. Let's see what the spot was. Caleb Bottom with the ball again. The marker went down as the lines judge wanted to get out of the way, so I'm not sure if it was a first down or not. And we have an injury on the sideline of Mountain View as Eli Moody trots out, runs out to the opposite sideline. Mountain View will back off. Not sure who is injured. Might be Caleb Bottom for Greybull. We will get that to you once we see the player up. Hopefully everything is okay. And the player is up. It is Caleb Bottom. He is walking off under his own power as Eli Moody will walk back with him to his sideline. not sure it makes Caleb Bottom feel any better, but he did pick up a first down on the play, so at the very least he can be proud of himself for gaining enough for a first down there. As he's holding his right arm to his body. I'm not sure exactly what was injured on that sideline. Might have just been a hard hit where it kind of knocked the wind out of him. I'm not sure. But he looks to be okay on the sideline. Ja'Cory Qualls will take it, try to cut it past the line of scrimmage, and he will not be able to accomplish that as he is stopped for maybe a loss of about half a yard there. Kimball Madsen again with another big tackle for this Mountain View Buffalo team. And as the clock ticks to about 10 minutes to go, just keeping an eye on things in Wyoming 2A football. Once again, Burns and Thermopolis playing to decide the number 4 seed in the 2A West and the 2A East playoffs. Thermopolis leads that one 28-6. Thermopolis would be the opponent for Mountain View if Mountain View finishes out this one and wins. So Wheatland also up big over Pinedale in their game tonight, so Wheatland will be the number 3 seed. Even with a loss, Wheatland still is the number 3 seed. It will play Greybull next week. Burns. Thermopolis is playing Burns once again. Thermopolis leads 28-6 in the third quarter. In the shotgun formation with about 9:20 to play is Greybull looking to pass. Over the middle of the field, he finds Qualls. Qualls will cut it towards the 32-yard line, Is the line to gain, and it will be a fourth down upcoming for Greybull. They already accomplished one fourth down conversion on this drive. Let's see if they've got another play lined up here. This one maybe a little bit longer, about a 4th and 3, as they have to get to the 32-yard line. The ball is sitting at the Mountain View 35. Robertson late to come out on the field, but he does get in position. Pitch to the right side, and this one is snuffed out in the backfield. Can he get around the corner? He cannot, and Mountain View comes up with another big stop in this one. Brigham Blumel broke through to the backfield, and Brigham Blumel was immediately chasing down the ball carrier there. And as he was pushed out on the sideline, it is Mountain View ball, as that was a fourth down. Number 33, Caleb Bottom, limping, and he falls down once he gets on the Greybull sideline. He has had some injuries. He looks to be seriously injured on the field right now on his sideline. We hope everything is okay with him, but he seems to be in serious pain right now. Let's hope it's just a cramp. That is a run up the middle. Keeper from Kimball Madsen, and Kimball Madsen will gain about 5 yards on first down there. So with 8 minutes to go, this becomes a possession game for Mountain View, knowing with a 23-point lead, the only thing that can beat them right now, to be honest, is themselves in turning the ball over, throwing the ball, and stopping the clock. So let's see if Mountain View can hold on to it and run out this clock and be 2A West football champions once again. It's going to be a handoff right side. I believe that's Blumel. Yeah, Blumel on the carry. He's going to not gain any yards there. Tackle from Ja'Cory Qualls, trying to get his team motivated on defense here and get the ball back and maybe formulate a big turnaround in this game. In the shotgun formation on 3rd and 5 are the Mountain View Buffaloes. Let's see if they hand this one off again. It's going to be a quarterback read. Madsen pitches it right. And Blumel, like a piñata on a 4th of July barbecue, gets beat up behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of about 3 yards there. And it will be 4th down. So Mountain View not wanting to give Greybull any advantages. They will punt this one away on a 4th and 7 with 6.5 minutes to play. Clock rolling down here on Greybull's regular season Both teams are in the 2A state playoffs, so certainly a lot to look forward for this Greybull team. I would not be surprised if we see Greybull in the playoffs advance pretty far. That was taken off, one bounce, and cut up towards the Mountain View sideline. That's a run back to, looks like about the 37-yard line, 36, 37-yard line. A 40-yard punt there from Mountain View. And a 1st and 10 for the Buffs. At their own 36 or 37-yard line. 37-yard line is where the ball is spotted. So with 6:12 to go, let's see what Eli Moody has drawn up. Mountain View playing with 2 safeties deep in the backfield. And that's a run cut back from Qualls towards the line to gain, and I believe he got it. Yes, they're going to give him enough for a 1st down there. So Qualls looked like he was stopped after about 4 or 5 yards, kept those legs churning, and he kind of breaks through, I guess you could say, past the line to gain, and a 1st down for Greybull. Chain's a little slow to move there. I'm not sure. The one person holding the chains realized it. So as the chains move, it is 6 minutes to go and a Greybull 1st down. That's going to be a quarterback handoff straight up the middle, so 2-3 yards on 1st down. Corey Qualls is off the field right now, sitting on the bench on the near sideline, so let's see if he is able to re-enter tonight's game. Sitting next to him is also Caleb Bottom, who scored a touchdown tonight for the Greybull Buffs. Greybull not giving up here. 5:25 to go on senior night for them. It is 2nd and 8 at their own 48-yard line. Back to pass. Looking, and did he catch it? Nope. The official in the middle of the field says he was trapping that one. That was number 40, James Robertson, has been a big target of Brock Hill tonight, the senior. And James Robertson not able to pick up that one. So with 5:10 to go, that stops the clock, and it is 3rd and 8. Qualls looks like his right foot is being worked on the sideline, so that's a big proponent of this Greybull offense, not on the field on this drive, at least for right now. Back to pass is Hill. He's got plenty of time. He finds a target over the middle, and Elion Davila not able to handle that one. Slams his hands together in frustration after that one, as he had a 1st down at about the 30-yard line. Would have been a huge completion there of about 20 yards. But it was dropped. So 4th and 8 with 5:04 to go. Well, it is danger time officially for Greybull. They're going to go for it on their own 49-yard line. Trying not to give this one away. Back to pass, Brock Hill. He's going to throw it, and it is over the hands of his intended target, Irving Castro, the freshman, not tall enough to get that one. And that will be a turnover on downs. Gus Allred on the coverage for Mountain View. And let's see, with 4:59 to go, the ball in Greybull territory to start this drive. Let's see how conservative Mountain View is on this drive, knowing they've all but locked up a conference championship in the 2A West. At this point, you got to think for both teams, it's just about getting out of this game without any injuries, and that's going to be an injury to the defense as Caleb Matson, like a sprinter breaking through the line of scrimmage, crosses the end zone. That's a touchdown for Mountain View, and another score for the Buffaloes has broken this one open. 41-12 is the score now, with an extra point pending. And And that kick is up, and it is good. So it is 42-12 right now. And Mountain View is on their way to becoming champions of the 2A West Football Conference. We will take a short commercial break. After this, we will join us back on the field here in Greybull.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Mr. John's German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advance from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. Order mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advance from PetMinerals.com today.
$42-12. Here is the score. 4:47 is remaining on the clock. Benedict's Market and True Value in Mountain View scoreboard has been lit up tonight. As the kids would say, it is lit on the field as Mountain View breaking through again. They have acquired / scored, I guess would be the better word for that. They have scored touchdowns of 49 yards, 69 yards, 84 yards, and 85 yards tonight. So that high-powered offense. You know Buffalo has a high-powered offense. Well, they might not be the only Buffalo with high-powered offense. Mountain View Buffaloes also has something to say about retaining their crown as state title winners from last year. That ball is fumbled at the 20-yard line, eventually picked up by Davila. And he is tackled by a host of tacklers there. Number 8 in on the tackle, Gus Allred for Mountain View. So Mountain View 440 away from winning another state conference, or not state, excuse me, another conference championship here. This one will be on the road at the home of Greybull on their senior night. This is going to be a run up the middle, breaking through the line of scrimmage, and a gain of about 15 yards there on first down. So Greybull, let's see if they can put some more points on the scoreboard, make this score a little bit more respectable, even if it does not change the overall result. Got to keep on working and always try to win. First and 10 at the 35 for Greybull. They will hand this one off up the middle, bursting through for a gain of about 6 on first down. Was Ja'Cory Qualls. So whatever Qualls was working on his foot, ankle, leg area on the bench seems to be at least okay as of now, as he is back in the game for the Greybull Buffs. 2nd and 5, ball at their own 40. Under 4 minutes left in this contest. And Ja'Cory Qualls will slam through a defender there. Hope everybody is okay, but that you could hear that hit up here from the press box as he squared up the defender, lowered his shoulder, and just like a snow plow working through some fresh snow, just kind of slammed right through him, knocked him aside. 3rd and 3 at their own 42, 3:20 and counting in this game. Back to pass is Hill. Hill's going to throw it right, or throw it left, excuse me. And breaking down the sideline is his wide receiver. Eventually pushed out inside the 30-yard line, right at the 30. A huge reception there. A huge run after the reception there for number 1, Elion Davila. It is 42-12, but don't tell Greybull that. They're going to still keep fighting and try to get this offense working, as with 3:05 and counting to play, they're trying to get in the end zone one more time. It's a handoff up the middle, and a gain of about 3 or 4 yards on first down. So a lot of runs on first and second down straight up the gut, just trying to overpower that defensive line. Mountain View has held strong throughout this game, haven't given up a big run up the middle. It's been a lot of plays towards that sideline, towards the barrier, as they extend past the seams, where Greybull has found the most success tonight. Approaching 2 minutes to go here in this championship game of the 2A West Football Conference, and that ball hits the ground in front of, I believe that was Kiesel, his intended target, and it is 3rd and 8 from the 28-yard line for Greybull. Once again, I will hop off after this game, head down to the field, get some interviews with players and coaches. If you want to hear those interviews, tune in on Tuesdays, 10:30 to 11 a.m. We have a half-hour radio show discussing all the Bridger Valley sports on KMYN Radio. If you're at home or at work, listen live on MyLocalRadio.com. It's going to be a toss to the right side, looking towards the pylon, and incomplete. As intended target was Caleb Bottom once again for Greybull. And another big defensive play from Trevor Sweeney, the junior defensive back, broke that one up. And I could hear, even through my headphones and across the field, I heard the loud voice of head coach Brent Walk said, "Nice job, number 4, Trevor Sweeney." They're on defense, and it's 4th and 8 for Greybull. Greybull will pitch it right side. Qualls needs to pick up 8 to get a first down. He will try to break through a tackle. He will break through one, but not nearly enough for the first down, and gains about 3 on 4th down. Not enough. And Mountain View, with 2:05 to go, can finish this one out a 42-12 victor, as long as they do not score on this possession. The only reason I say that is with an 84 and 85, a 69-yard touchdown, and a 49-yard touchdown. Never rule anything out for breaking a big play, even if they don't necessarily mean to. Let's see if they just kneel the ball or run it straight up the gut. And that's exactly what they will do. Direct snap goes to Blumel, and he will carry it for a few yards before getting tackled by number 3, Ja'Cory Qualls, once again for Greybull. So Mountain View will play what looks to be Thermopolis. That once again, that game is not over, but Thermopolis leads 28-6. Meanwhile, Greybull will welcome in Wheatland next week. Greybull will be the number 2 seed, and Wheatland the number 3 out of the East. Blumel tackled in a heap there. Is he okay? He is. He gets up. So, as I said, that's the only thing that will prevent this outcome from being a good one for Brent Walk, is somebody on that offense or defense, anybody on the field right now, to be hurt. With the result in hand, just want everyone to be healthy as they go into the playoffs next week. That goes for both teams. Don't want anyone being prevented from playing next week in their respective state playoff games en route to the state title. 42-12, Mountain View leading with under a minute to play, and breaking through the line of scrimmage there. Well, I think that's an easy call on Hunter Gross. Hunter Gross ran about 5 yards down the field, dragging his defender with him. Jumped the gun just a little bit there, and he might run a lap or two at practice this week for that. I only laugh because that seems like Brent Walk would do something like that, just because, albeit with under a minute to go in the fourth quarter, he wants his team to be perfect. 3rd and 13 to go, 30 seconds to play. Looks like this might be the final play of this championship game in the 2A West Football Conference. It's going to be a run to the right side, and Kimball Matson will keep it. Clock will run under 15 seconds. And let me be the first to say that the Mountain View Buffaloes are conference champions of the regular season in the 2A West Football Championship, They will be the number 1 seed out of the West. Buffalo, the number 1 seed out of the East. And Mountain View will play Thermopolis next week at home. Once again, the time to be determined at a later date. We'll talk to Dustin Reese next week. I will report that live if you've not heard what time that game will start. Tune in at 10:30 on Tuesday for my radio show discussing all of the Bridger Valley sports, giving you all the updates that you need to hear. So as we end this one, Mountain View, a 42-12 winner at Greybull. They are the conference champions and the number 1 seed in the state playoffs in the 2A classification. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed all the action, long touchdowns and huge opportunities, huge stat lines for these Mountain View players tonight. Really the story of this game tonight as Mountain View wins 42-12 in Greybull. Thank you for joining us. Once again, my name is Sean Bennett, signing off from MyLocalRadio.com.